Let's look at the best way to delete every other row on an Excel spreadsheet. As always, hit the link in the description to download the example file so you can follow along. A lot of tutorials will tell you to do something like write a 1, a 0, 1, 0, alternating all the way down your spreadsheet, put a filter on this, filter to zeros, and then delete those rows. That method works, but we can do it in an even faster way and take out at least one of those steps. In this example, let's assume we've imported some data, and the data is pretty good, but every other row in the data is junk. You can see all of these dotted lines. We don't need those, and we want to get rid of them. Our data is set up so that we have one good row, then a bad row, then a good row, then a bad row, etc. So let's take the first example of that iteration, these first two rows. We want to keep the first row, we want to get rid of the second one. So in that second row, you can type the word delete. It doesn't have to say delete, it could be just an X or really any other character, but for the sake of simplicity, let's write out the word delete. Then we want to copy that all the way down through to the bottom of the data set. The quickest way to do that is to select the first two cells in the column where we just wrote delete, and then double click on this little square in the bottom right corner. That'll automatically repeat the two cells that you selected and repeat that pattern all the way down to the bottom of the data. Now, select the column, and we want to select every cell that says delete. You can do that by clicking on the Home tab on the ribbon, then under Editing, go to Find and Select, and then go to Special. Here, select Constants, and then press OK. Because all of the other cells are blank, the only cells that contain constants will be the cells that have the word delete in them. Now, all you have to do is delete all of the selected rows. You can do that by, again, going to the Home tab, then under Cells, select Delete, and finally delete Sheet Rows. And just like that, you've deleted every other row on this spreadsheet, and you have nice, clean data. One important point to remember is that the column where you write delete must start as a totally blank column. So if you have to insert a column, that's okay. But usually if you scroll all the way to the right of your data, you can just use the first blank column after the end of your data set. And by the way, you can use this method not just for deleting every other row, but for any increment. For example, let's say you wanted to delete every third row. If you go to our Every 3 Rows tab, you can repeat that same example. In this example, we get 2 good rows of data, then a bad row, 2 good rows, then a bad row, and on. So once again, we'll write delete next to the row we want to get rid of. And this time, instead of selecting just 2 cells, we'll select 3 cells. And then again, double click on the little square. The rest of the steps are exactly the same. Select the column, Home, Find and Select, go to Special, Constants, then Home again, Cells, Delete, delete Sheet Rows. And once again, we have a good, clean data set. Just for fun, let's do that one more time using a couple of keyboard shortcuts to make the whole process even faster. Once again, we'll type delete next to the row of junk data that we want to get rid of, select those first 2 cells, double click on the little square, and now while we have most of this column selected, I'll use the keyboard shortcut to select constants. Alt-H-F-D-S-O, enter, and now with all of the deletes selected, I'll use the keyboard shortcut to delete rows. Alt-H-D-R. And now we've got clean data. I'll do that again quickly for the Every 3 Rows tab. And we have good, clean data. I think that wraps it up for today, so let me know in the comments if you have any questions and I'll be happy to address them. And let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see me cover on this channel. If you found this helpful, please go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to make sure you get notified the next time we release a video. Thanks for watching.